Shall we go live then?
Why not?
Sure.
Okay.
Let me know when I should start playing the video on my end.
There we are. So we've got the images up, and I'm going to jump over into WhatsApp and say hi to Nick and Steve. I added you to that one as well, Gavin, if you wanted in.
Yeah.
The messages will appear. So, I guess welcome to the first ever episode of Crummy Casting, which has no casting and hopefully isn't very crummy. It's the show that me and Gavin always said we would do, but never actually do because we prefer to play. Today we've got something a little bit special. We do, and I've just realised that one of my elements is messing up a little. We have
set up. I've got a disclaimer to read if you like.
a disclaimer. Okay, we'll go with Luke's disclaimer.
The following audio, video, and commentary does not necessarily reflect Lag Studios' opinions or the opinions of the actors.
Well, that's disappointing. So, with me, from the short film we'll be showing today, we have Mr. Luke. He's probably okay with me saying his last name, Alabaster. One of the lead actors from Out of Time. And we're also joined by Mr. Naika. Probably doesn't want his real name out on the internet. And he was technically a producer and one of the minor actors. How's it going, guys?
I'm
Not too bad.
good.
Good on you talking over each other.
Skill.
Yeah, we struggle to do that when we're actually filming, though.
Very true.
We did try.
Yep.
So, what did you think when you first saw the script? Because I think for both of, well, for you at least, Naika, it was seen for the first time on the day because you didn't know you were going to be playing that character.
Yeah. It was pretty good. It was well laid out. Like everything was all.
The text was formatted perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, like more like everything was actually in order, which was nice.
You, Luke?
I think the first thing that went through my head was, oh, I might finally actually write a score for a piece that we do. Didn't happen again.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Uni, and I use a program called Caustic, and I'm going through it going, oh, here's a really cool sound if we were doing something sci-fi. Oh, here's a really cool sound if we were doing something sci-fi. Oh, here's a really cool sound if we were doing something that was horror. So, yeah, I'm still learning how to write music.
Yeah, I had the same problem with when I was sourcing music from Purple Planet, who's the people I typically go to for our music. Everything was perfectly suited to horror, sci-fi, or a comedy, spy, thriller, or something like that, but nothing that kind of fit the tense action type thing properly. It was all a bit over the place. So yeah, we also filmed this here on a new camera for us, the XF305. Have you guys seen any of the footage from it yet? I can't remember if I've shown you.
Yeah,
Yes.
you've shown us some of the footage.
It's very, very neat.
I think you've seen some of the footage comparison between the XF305 and the 6D, haven't you, Naika?
Yes, I have. It's like pretty big difference.
The dynamic range is a little bit shocking.
Yeah.
I might just go ahead and roll the movie now. So I'm going to mute my mic, and I'll put the movie out onto stream. If you guys want to mute your microphones as well, because you guys will go out and stream if you don't.
Yep.
And I'll let you know when we're back.
Hello, good to see you're all here. Got a new assignment for you. It's going to use all of your considerable skills. Mick Cartel was nothing compared to this.
Be warned, he is ruthless, like a dog. Nice.
So that was the movie. What did you guys think to how the short came out? It's the first time you guys have seen it in full.
Yeah, yeah, very nice, very nice.
There were a few changes from the original script that happened in editing, as I'm sure you noticed.
There were a few changes in the original script that happened during the filming as well.
Yeah, well, having limited lighting and limited battery life will do that, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, the major thing that I think we missed that was in, well, not missed, but got cut. I should say, I'm going to be politically correct in that. Got cut because of battery life. Was there was meant to be a fist fight between Malcolm, Luke's character, and one of the guards. Obviously, it wasn't going to happen with Steve because, you know, his character died twice, and it wasn't achievement. Yeah. And it wasn't going to happen with Hayden because couldn't see someone that scrawny taking down Luke. Not to mention the fact we ran out of time and didn't have a chance to make sure we'd do it safe.
Ran what? Out of time? Sorry, carry on.
What did you notice was missing from the original script yourself that you wouldn't have mind putting in?
Oh, look, a lot of the stuff at the end, because the battery failed, and because I think by that point we're like Macca's and then sleep. Not necessarily in that order. So it was a bit hard to tie up, I think, for you, Matt, at the end with the video that we'd taken.
It worked okay. That was the thing. There was a bunch of pickups that we kind of sort of needed, but as we know, getting us all together to actually film short films is a challenge in itself. Getting us all together to film some pickups is nigh on impossible.
Yep.
I mean, how many times over the past 2 months have I tried going, hey guys, let's get together on the weekend and do this, and everyone goes,
Yeah. Yep. I think I'm one of the worst offenders. You're like, Luke, what are you doing next Saturday? And I'm like, I'm busy. What are you doing the Saturday after? Still busy. Saturday after that? Still busy.
well, we've just
Saturday
missed the
after that?
release window. What can we do before then? I've got an hour on Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Yep.
And here we are. What about you, Naka? What was in the script that you missed that you would have liked seeing, or what did you notice changed from it for the better or worse? You can be critical. You don't have to praise
I
it.
think some of Mike's stuff seemed a bit different from the script.
It's
and I
mainly
thought-
because he's not a very good actor. I mean,
But I thought every single scene he was in was really awesome. Like, I
nice
think
save.
he's always my favorite. Don't hit me.
Don't hit me, Michael. Don't hit me.
He has a really, really good presence. Like, every scene he's in, he just takes over it. It's really funny and awesome.
I noticed towards the end of the video, and I didn't pick it up in editing. After he has his, big yell and
Yeah.
pushes Hayden away, he kind of looks at the camera and grins like, "Did I
Yeah.
hurt your ears? Yeah,
Yep.
I hurt your ears."
Yeah, he did.
And did permanent damage to the microphone.
Ah,
Without
no,
the
the
permanent
microphone's
damage.
still running good. I just put it behind a copier for a bit to dry it out, and it's all good. No, that one, he's actually going to be a little bit embarrassed by this, but when I was in cutting it, his scream was actually a little bit too feminine, so I actually had to reduce it down, the speed of the video down to 80% to bring back in some of the bass and chop out some of the highs. I would have liked to take it lower, but it would have become very obvious and very ridiculous then, I reckon. I think another step up over this one compared to Runners or anything like that was the fact we've actually done a lot of indoor scenes and night scenes for this one. What did you guys find challenging about doing indoor and night scenes? I know Naka had particular problems with the heat under the lights when we were indoors.
Yeah, yeah. That was the big one with indoors. With the night ones, like, they were alright. Yeah, I don't really recall any big problems. Like, I didn't mind the lights or anything outside. So.
Even when they were shining directly in your face?
I mean, obviously it was uncomfortable, but I mean, it
Oh, it's
wasn't as
perfect,
bad as
isn't it?
indoors.
What about you, Luke?
One of the things that we'd hoped to have was like a campsite, for lack of a better word, and we wanted to pick up some red filter for the light to kind of emulate that flickering light, but that didn't end up happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, the light, while helpful some of the time, I think this was the first time we've done this sort of thing at night time outside, and so kind of going, how are we going to do the campsite thing? And I think that ended up getting thrown out the window.
Yeah, completely did. We didn't have the, I believe we didn't have the right equipment for it, and, complete lack of a tent.
And also, because we'd never done it before, we talked a bit about battery problems, but halfway through the nighttime filming, we're like, oh, quick, turn off the light. We don't want to, run the battery flat. And of course, it ran out at the very end.
Yeah, you could tell by the end of that you were getting a little bit frustrated with the lines with Steve in the van.
Oh, yes, the bit where, so he looks at me and says it's classified. That wasn't his line, so the...
Hell. Are you going to be okay if we go?
It's classified.
Are you going to be in trouble if we just leave?
Sorry, stop.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
Sorry, I just had to growl at the webcam. Yeah, so I stalled, just like my video, when he said it's classified, and I couldn't think of something to come up with on the spot. But Matt said, no, just run with it. So the next couple of times, I'm like, well... Okay.
I remember I said, let's just run with it, and the very next scene he actually hit his line and it threw you off again.
Yeah, probably. Am I running with it, or am I doing something else?
It was a very weird line. It's classified. That was just a bizarre response.
Yep.
It's very, very, very Steve, though. You've got to admit that.
Surely you must admit.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the other ad-lib things was, I think at some point I say this is Team 414, and that wasn't in the script either. Giving the team a name.
Works out good, though. Makes it sound realistic.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of going with 404, but then I thought that's Internet Explorer, or the Internet's error for page not found. But I probably should have run with that, because we end up, cut off from support and booking it into the woods with my tail.
I think even though we didn't record some of the stuff like an extended part of Mel and Vaz running away or the chase part, I still think it all flowed together pretty well. For the short, we ended up hitting almost 7 minutes for it, where probably the ideal time's probably around the 5 to 6 minutes. So I think if we had them, it probably wouldn't have added too much to it as well. Speaking of the light, though, one of the things that I thought was incredibly funny was the very last shot of the night, and it actually made it into the short where Onja's saying his lines, and we recorded the first take and he got it wrong, and just at the end of it, the light cut out. So we're like, okay, we've probably only got a little bit of a charge left on this light, so we've quickly fired the light up, fired the camera up, recorded, and you can hear the panic in the video. I'll probably cut it into this at a later date, and I'm just sitting there going, what, and
what's going on? What are we doing?
I think he was actually asking what's happening to us, like, what do you mean to us? And it just turned out that happened to be the perfect line for his character to say at that point, just as the light cut out. I was going to ask Naik, how did it feel being one of the major minor characters this time around? Terrible. Why terrible? Even though I reckon you did a fantastic job.
I don't like being on film.
You don't like being on film?
No.
You did a good job.
I was going to say you did better than half the other regulars we have.
So? Subject change. Insert.
Subject change. Okay.
How's the weather?
So, the van, the internal van scenes, you want to shed a little bit of light on how we made it look like the van was moving?
Humping it.
Don't worry, I'm not going to put a video up of that. I believe the key term was actually twerk, and it wasn't it?
Oh, yes. That was the word used.
Inside and couldn't see a thing.
How was it actually being in the van with Steve and Mike up the front and all the lights crammed in there with the boom pole like centimetres above your mouth?
Well, I was kind of wedged in a corner, which was great. I could kind of just sit there and in between takes just go, um, yeah, the car being shaken didn't feel realistic, but ends up, I think, looking okay on camera.
Yeah, you don't want to know how much post work there was to remove, like, just basic scraping sounds of the van against concrete. It was just rocking like there was no tomorrow.
Yep.
All the physical pain attached to it.
I didn't realise the scraping sounds were coming from you, mate. I was going to
I'll go with it.
I was going to load up some behind the scenes stuff, but I've just realised I haven't actually got anything preloaded. Actually, I might bring up real quickly, if I may. Actually, no, I can't bring that up, can I? Oh, well, I was going to bring something up, but we won't do that. Anything you guys wanted to mention about, you know, the recording of this and how it all went? Anything you guys would personally do different besides not having Naika being an actor, which I still reckon he was freaking fantastic at. Ooh, putting him on the spot. Well, actually, here, let me put something.
I would not do it all in one run because endurance sets in after a few hours, and then it all kind of.
Yeah, but it comes back to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
how hard is it to get us all together?
I know.
And also,
When did we start? We
we
your place at 10?
Yeah, we started at 10 a.m. and we were finished by
about
10 p.m.
Yeah.
We had a 1 to 2 hour break from about 4 to 6. Yeah,
Dinner.
2 hour break. Yeah, dinner and relax.
Yep.
It was actually pretty good to unwind at that point, I think, because everything had kind of built up.
Yes.
And everyone got to down a couple of shack sodas and put in a couple of pizzas, and took forever to clean out the oven. And I was going to say, Naka, as a producer, what do you think you could have done better? Obviously, you had a lot of that taken away from you because you were thrust into having to act because we had actors not show up.
Yeah, I
on
don't
their
think I
time.
really actually did much aside
Yeah.
from act. That was like
A lot of it actually got pushed over to David,
yeah,
who ended up
I
being our
honestly-
field producer.
Honestly, all I did was the acting. That was it. So,
Yeah. And it was kind of, makes cutting, I've got to say, having David as the field producer made cutting behind the scenes incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it was
because
really
he insists on not having his face on the web at all, so I have to go through and pixelate every single video with him in.
I thought you'd go in a different direction with that.
Oh, what did you think I was going to say?
That is super efficiency in that.
Oh yeah, he was absolutely awesome with coming up with assisting with coming up with solutions for problems like because obviously you weren't expecting to act, you didn't know what your lines were going to be.
Yeah, story of
so
my
he-
life.
Yeah, it's how it is at the call center. No, but I believe he was the one who came up with the idea of having the script on as part of the papers in front of you in the initial scene, and when you were
Yeah.
talking direct to Luke, Onge, and Nick, having the major keywords for you up on the back of the slate board.
Yeah, for real. It was very good.
I was going to ask, since both of you actually acted in this, did you guys find that the slate board helped with your timing at all? I know from an editing perspective, it made it so easy to cut this thing together.
it
Normally cataloging for me takes a good day to get everything cut
Yeah.
together right, but this time it was just go through, find the slate, name the file, and move on to the next one. How did you guys find? Did it
It
affect your
changed
work
it
at all?
from standing around going, "Do I start yet?" and looking at people going, and making facial expressions to just hearing the click and going, "Now act."
Didn't we wait for action after the click anyway?
There were sometimes calls that all depended on whether we needed it to be quiet to begin with or not, because most of the areas we were in were actually pretty echoey.
Yep.
That was another challenge for audio, cutting out footsteps from the crew.
Yeah, it
I
made
didn't
it
really
a lot
notice the clicker, but that just means that it didn't make it worse.
Yeah.
So if it made it easier for Gavin, then that's awesome. And if it makes it easier for you, then that's even better.
Yeah, so how do you guys cope with some more high-powered lights? Like, obviously, for the next one,
well.
we've already got, on top of the worksite lights we're using, we've got a couple of 1Ks which will be on a dimmer coming in. Did you find it hard to keep your eyes open with the light directly on you?
Yes.
I didn't, not particularly. I mean, I've got my desk lamp pointing right at my face, so that I'm actually visible. So yeah, I've been in situations where I've had bright lights shining at me before.
Yeah, you didn't get your sunglasses this time, though. I know when you're up on stage, tapping away at the piano, you can have your sunglasses on and go a bit Stevie Wonder.
Interestingly enough, I've actually done that, but that's because sometimes the sun comes in to right where the piano is.
Oh, so it's got nothing to do with the 1Ks pointing at you?
Nah.
What did you guys notice that was different about this production that was different from all the others we've done?
There was like an actual plan on what scenes to shoot in what order and where it was all laid out. Like, it was really good.
Yeah,
a lot of the others have just been like, all right, where do we start? Whereas this was just like, we're starting here, go.
Yeah, how do you guys find shooting the short film out of sequence? Normally when we filmed before, we've kind of gone, this is scene 1, shot 1, and we move all our way through to scene 14, shot whatever.
Yeah.
Did you find it harder to follow and keep in line with how you're meant to be acting, considering we were out of order? Like, I know,
Yeah, a little bit.
because we
Having a script on hand helped. I was able to pick it up and go, this is where we are, this is what we've just done. So, should I be winded, or should I be, pretty calm and collected? So having the script on hand helped, but it was that extra step to go, where are we, what are we doing, and what's my character's headspace?
Yeah, the biggest issue I had is that every time we'd go back and shoot earlier scenes, I'd be like, oh, wait, I should have done X, Y, Z in the one we did earlier, because then it would be so much better.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It was like...
live and learn. So, here's a question for you. Since you both acted, and Gavin, chances are you'll probably end up being in front of the camera as a minor role in future instead of a major role like this time.
Okay.
You'll have a pickaxe and everything.
Yeah.
No, I mean like a minor, small, like non-speaking role. Like he walks in,
Oh, okay, as
walks
opposed to
in,
mining into
makes
the
a funny
ground.
face, walks off, or he walks in, goes, "You're a knob," and walks off.
Things I actually do in real life.
As a director, what would you guys want more in future productions from your director?
Nothing I can say on stream.
Oh, come on, be honest. Be honest, but PG-13.
Nothing I can say on stream.
Oh, I just realised where you're going with that.
Uh,
Have we got a more Christian approach here, Luke?
See, you need to ask me this sort of thing and then give me a week to think about it. You
Yeah,
did a
no,
pretty
you
good
got
job
2 minutes.
as the director. You did a pretty good job,
Very good job.
and I guess
I'm not looking for praise here, I'm looking for criticism.
you've been improving. It probably helped that you didn't get in front of the camera and take your shirt off, like in the last film that we tried to film. Yeah, just being that bit more on top of things and that bit more, I guess professional is the right word, was a good thing, but something that you could keep on working on, I guess.
Did you guys find you were getting enough direction for how your characters should be in the scene and what was expected to look good on camera?
Yeah.
Or do you think you needed more of that?
No, I think that's something you really nailed.
I'm
It's
happy with
pretty
that.
obvious that you'd been doing your homework, even though a lot of others hadn't been.
Oh,
But no,
I
that's
guess
what I mean when I said before it was organised. I mean, it's stuff like that, like little things like that, they all add up.
I
and
was
makes
gonna
a
say,
massive difference.
I guess being a writer, producer, director, and camera op can sometimes be beneficial to planning, especially. I know the old copy you got to work out prior to you guys arriving on set.
Yep.
I'm actually surprised. I ended up printing out 4 copies of the script, plus sides for every single character, and I don't have any of those at all afterwards. They all completely disappeared from my house.
2 of them got lost in the first scene filming. Like my one disappeared off the table. Someone took it and I couldn't find it anywhere.
Like, so
And
you're
I
telling me you
searched
acted the
everywhere.
rest without your sides?
Yeah, I was using someone else's copy because my one vanished.
That's
And then the copy that I printed off at home and I highlighted all my lines vanished halfway through as well.
so. It was
Yeah,
good that you had the sides there. Then, is what you're saying?
I think I ended up hounding people until I got my copy back.
yeah, I never found my copy. I searched everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, just I'll put up some pictures on the YouTube cut of this, but I took a photo on my kitchen table. All like the whole thing was covered with scripts and sides, and by the end of the day, none of them. I saw that, Luke. By the end of the day, none of them were there,
Yeah.
and I looked everywhere. So, just so you know, the filming for this year took place in my garage, my office, Naika's living room, and Mount Eliza quarry, and I can't find a printed copy of the script anywhere after that
Well,
day.
Mine
Like,
vanished in the garage. So
and I've given that garage a clean out. Couldn't find a copy in there at all. Actually, can't even find them. We had A3 maps printed out, which you saw in the short with Gavin pointing at, and I can't find them there at all. They disappeared completely.
it's really weird.
Yeah, I'm sure the lad was nicking them. He's like, I need these paper for my school assignments.
It was so weird. But I got very frustrated at my script being
Taken.
vanished. Yeah,
Yep.
because I was searching absolutely everywhere and I went through everything we could find and it wasn't anywhere.
Maybe next time I should PDF up the sides and send it out to your phones and stuff like that, so you have a copy.
Yeah.
Although the PDF readers on Android phones are nowhere near as good as the iPhones. No, so basically what you're saying is the I checked my Uniflow stats after printing, and I did 240 sheets of A4 paper. So if my company was charging me a click, that would have been... it wasn't black and white, it was grey with colour, so that means I probably would have been up for about $30 worth of printing, not including paper costs. So basically what you're saying is I should double that.
Next time, just print in grayscale, black and white,
Yes.
except for like the color maps. Was the scripts color?
Yeah, there was colour parts on them, but I ended up chucking out those pages before giving it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, the program I used to write Fade in Pro, when you go to do your sides on it, wow, I've got a really horrible highlight. Hold on a second. When you go to do sides on it, oh, that got dark quickly. I've got to turn the light on now. Hold on a second. Yeah, when you go to print sides, it's like highlight colours for your characters, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be useful. We'll have Luke's character appear in blue, and we'll have someone else appear in red, and it'll all look awesome. And that didn't happen.
Yeah, next time just bring a pack of color.
Yeah, just normal highlighters, I think.
Yeah. And the bonus of that is they actually sit down, they have to find their lines, and they have to, have to look over
Learn
how
them.
long are they, that sort of thing.
They could
What
at
am I
least
saying?
figure out their character name from doing that.
Well,
That'd be a step
also,
up.
It's which one am I again?
Even though the fact that the sides had, say, Malcolm, played by Luke Alabaster, or Vaz, played by
Was that in
Onge.
the EULA? I think I skipped that page.
It's the first page.
Yeah, I skipped that page.
But you just said you read your own ones in AK, so it doesn't really count for you.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think the script that Naka had actually said it would have been Sergeant Andrews Michael. So it's excusable. It's excusable.
Well, I never even got to read that far, so before it vanished.
Well, it's amazing you got your lines out if you weren't able to even get past the cover page.
Well, I had to use someone else's one, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I never saw the cover page for my one.
So before we wrap up, I think we have to talk about Nick.
Okay,
Shit.
sure. Yeah.
So let's go back to one of our earlier short films, Runners. Do you remember what the costume requirements were I had for Runners when I said, even though I knew it was going to be a fairly hot day, what did I say to you guys?
I think you recommended long pants, and
I
I came
said-
in as shorts.
Your character was okay to come in shorts, but for the characters who are playing the baddies...
Long pants and black shirts. from
And what
memory.
did Nick turn up in?
Not black shirt, not long pants.
He turned up in a white shirt and shorts.
Yep.
So then I had to do creative shooting of trying to keep everything above the knee for him. And we knew he was going to be playing the G-Man for this one. So it's like, Nick, dress up.
Did you end up stuffing him into one of your suits?
Yeah, he had, he thankfully had black jeans, I think it was on.
Yep.
Let me bring up I've got the cast photo.
I think I actually missed this part because I was out doing a Shack Soda run.
No, this was within the first scene. It was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where I've gone to him. Look, just dress smart. So he at least came with black jeans, or I'm pretty sure it was black jeans. Where are we? Group photo. Yeah, he was in tracksuit pants. So thankfully, tracksuit pants come across as looking like slacks when you have low light. But I'm just going to put this up on the stream because this is too funny. Where are we? Add monitor capture. Yeah, we'll go monitor 1. There we are. If you're on the stream, we've got you can see the mouse here. We've got Mr. Nick here, and he's wearing slacks, and we've got Luke up in the corner here still. And he's meant to be like, all professional and stuff.
That sort of shirt's not too bad.
Well, we put him into a button-up shirt. You
Yeah.
don't wear a shirt instead
Not like
of a
that. Not when
t-shirt
you're a
with a suit
government
jacket.
agent, unless you're a government agent in Hawaii or something.
And just as I was saying before, here's how crowded it was getting inside of the van real quick. You can see Luke outside getting ready, Steve getting ready to get into his part, Mike setting up the lighting and audio in it. But yeah, so we had to stuff him into one of my suit jackets. Now, my suit jacket's triple XL. Prior to me losing some weight, I was a bigger guy. Nick's a small. So that was a little bit cramped. It was. Well, not cramped, swimming for Nick. It was like he was wearing a frickin' tent.
It bulked him up a bit, because I think you've got like the solid shoulder pads, so it made him look a little bit wider and a bit more, I don't know,
Yeah,
square, for lack of a better word.
It's a little bit 80s, I'll admit. I still love that look on your face. You're like, holy crap, you're shining a light in me. Yeah, and as I was saying, don't worry, Naker, this isn't you twerking the van, but this is how we move the van without having Naker in the shot. But yeah, so, Nick, what do we say about him?
Good job.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Next time, I'll probably end up writing a character for him and say, hey, Nick, can you show up wearing shorts and a white shirt and you'll come wearing a full business suit, I reckon.
Maybe.
Actually-
Here's a thought for you, Matt.
Yep.
One thing that I picked up from doing creative writing at uni is sometimes it's helpful to have like a character sheet that says, this is what your character is like, this is their background, that from silly things from their favorite color to the sort of music they like.
Yep.
So that in the actor's head, they can kind of get into the role a bit more.
Maybe that's something I should have shared because it's something I had during the writing process of the script.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Just so you guys know, all our projects we work on are on the good old Google Drive, and Runners was movie project number 3 for us, and this project we released was number 8. So there's a lot of stuff in between that we haven't filmed yet.
Or that we filmed and then realised that Luke doesn't know how to flick switches to turn microphones on.
That's also true. I mean, our movie folder is quite big now, as you can see on the screen. Movie Project Zero Highly Explosive was actually filmed but never released due to issues we had with one of the actors. I can telepathically hear Gavin starting to snigger at that. We got our long form project, which is codenamed DFTD, that we're still writing. Assault, which is technically the spiritual prequel to Out of Time. Chances are we'll be seeing the Mal and Vaz characters come back in another short, kind of to wrap up this whole thing with the Mick cartel, so to speak. Which I know Naka loves that name, don't you, mate?
I really do.
And I love the fact that even though they're all meant to be speaking Spanish, Mike, who played the leader, spoke no Spanish. Steve and Mike, who were playing minions who get shot, they're the masked ones, in case you couldn't tell.
They're the first 2 to die.
They're the first people to die in the short. They're speaking, let's call it pig Spanish. Especially when you hear Steve go El Grando something or other, and just making up words. Nick's the only one who actually speaks a proper sentence of Spanish. I'm trying to remember what his line is. It was, where are we? I'm bringing up the script here. Actually,
He annihilated the pronunciation, though.
Yeah, you got the pronunciation pretty close. I've got the script scrolling along.
He annihilated the pronunciation, though.
How would have you said it?
What was the line? I just remember him butchering it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it in here, because I didn't upload all the sides. Actually, I did. Let's bring up G-Man's sides.
But his was about as close to legit as...
Yeah.
His one was an actual sentence of Spanish.
Maybe we could say he spoke it in Span-Australian.
Span-Australian. Where
Honestly,
are
I
we?
probably would have spoken it.
Yeah,
like,
he said, Lida san Toro Toyo, they are close, happy hunting. Lida san Toyo Toyo, I believe they are... I'm trying to remember what that actually translates. I'm the one who wrote it and I can't remember.
Just 3 random sentences into Google Translate, I'm sure.
I'll actually put it into Google Translate so that I can see what it is. Leader, they are all yours. Is what that was. Leader son Toyo Toyo. So yeah, that actually makes sense. They're close, happy hunting. Leader, they're all yours. They're close, happy hunting. I can again telepathically hear Gavin head desking right there. So I guess tease a little bit for the next project we're hoping to get filmed within the next couple of weeks. Hopefully with a bit of a quicker turnaround. I know you guys have all read the script, and Luke had a huge grin on his face whilst reading it. Onge had a huge grin on his face whilst reading it. Nick looked at me and was like, okay, you're on my mental level now. Gavin and Steve looked highly disturbed though, and Rachel is questioning my sanity. The title of it
What's
is...
new then?
The title is Christmas Special. We have Luke going to play a minor character for a change. He's going to play
Get a pickaxe and everything.
He's going to play a ninja elf. Still looking to try and figure out who's going to play the roles of Little Mickey and Tony. Probably going to be Onge and Steve. They're going to be 2 mobsters who are going to be beating up either mine or Mike's character, which is Santa Claus, who's going to need to be rescued by the ninja elves. Most likely Luke and Nick. And
I think my elf might be a little bit more dwarvish.
I should probably show you the costumes I'm going to put you into,
Talked
shouldn't
about
I?
the costume. I'm thinking more the the beard and the slightly overweight.
Oh, the beard's going to work well in the... Okay, it's not the female elf costume I'm going to put you into. Where's the male
good.
one?
Thank you.
You might want to load up the stream for this.
Coming up now.
You ready to see this too, Gavin?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to be putting Luke and Nick into.
Just waiting for the stream to
With
catch up
candy
with that.
cane weapons over their shoulders. I'm just waiting to hear the reaction from
okay.
this.
Mine's still loading.
That's good.
And yeah, green tights as well, dude. So just imagine this, but with a couple of candy canes like swords sticking over the back, and a green Santa hat. And
Nice.
Should I get a scarf and wrap it around my face as well?
no, mate, you're a ninja.
Yeah,
Oh,
they wear
Taliban.
headscarves.
No, we're gonna get green face paint, or just put really rosy cheeks on you or something, because North Pole and all of that. I was considering being nice to you guys, and where's the alternate costume? I was tempted to get you guys this one if I can make it full screen.
Shouldn't have
It's
closed
not
it.
gonna go full screen, but this one here. But yeah, the price is putting me off of it. Also, the
Yeah,
fact that I don't know if it's going to come in your size. It's coming up on the stream in a second.
Yep.
So yeah, you're going to have that to look forward to. At least the mobster guys are going to be able just to wear a decent shirt and some slacks, have a Glock in the hand, and away you go. Maybe a crowbar and whack Santa around the chops.
Yep.
I reckon that's going to wrap us up for today. We've gone for about 50 minutes.
Not bad for
Any-
5 minutes short.
Yeah, the interviews take longer. Anything you guys want to say before we turn off the stream?
12 hours, 5 minutes.
I think our efficiency is pretty good compared to
Yep.
some
If you're ever
places.
wondering, you want to put together 5 minutes of film.
It's going to take you 12 hours of filming, and that's with
least.
planning.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
there wasn't actually a lot of bloopers to cut together with this one as well. I noticed like that blooper reel, I think's about 6 or 7 minutes as well.
Yep.
With most of the bloopers not being funny ones, just like I forgot my line. Okay, let's go back and redo it.
Classified? Seriously?
Really, Nick's the only one who threw a spanner in the work because he never hit his marks, and Gavin was able to deliver his lines that well that I could cut around it easily. So, yeah. Any last things from you, dude?
Thank you.
Thank me. What
Instead
for?
of- yeah, you did a really good job. Like I said, your organization in this one was just like so good.
I'd like to think it was a team
very
effort.
different.
I
It
would.
was very different to the usual. So yeah,
The whole team of Lag Studios really came together, and I think we knocked it out of the park with this one. Obviously, room for improvement. There always is. If it was up to me, the movie wouldn't have been released, and we would have gone back and refilmed a bunch of it. But you just got to let your love go. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. We'll probably end up doing this for the next one, but with a more Christmas theme background.
Sounds good.
And
Been a pleasure joining you.
might get you on, Luke, for some actual crummy casting where we jump onto a random CS:GO game and bag out the people who are playing. Since can never get Gavin to do it. He's always nah, I'm too
right.
busy, too tired.
very mean. It's very mean.
Yeah, it was your idea, dude, originally.
Yeah, but it's mean.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much, and until next time.
Sounds good. All right. See you.